And you know what I always say is that for you to be an exceptional, for you to know that you're doing an exceptional job at being customer service or customer experience is when your customer feels like they're coming to meet you or coming to meet Lavender, an extended member of their team, rather than Lavender, a service provider. And it's all about exact right. And it's all about relationship building. And it sounds like you're really great at this. And that kind of feeds on to, knowing what you liked. And I love the conversation that you had with your aunt at the beginning. Like, what do you enjoy doing? And then you capitalize on what intrinsically comes so natural and easy to you. Then you're able to kind of like build onto that and capitalize on that eventually. So that is a beautiful thing. But I do feel like I also have to address the elephant in the room. So
What's the elephant? That's it.
here we go. Here we go. I'm sure every other person who's listening in or watching is actually wondering. So do tell, Lavender, do you feel, because you've got like a really good diction, you've got how you enunciate your words is actually really lovely as well, and it's very clear, and you've got an accent. So the question is, the reason that's why I asked where the clients that you're supporting, where are they from, is because if they're going to be American, and I always say for customer service, you don't necessarily have to have an accent per se, but you need to be clear and someone needs to be able to understand you. Because like you've rightfully mentioned, if I'm calling Safaricom because my Wi-Fi isn't working, I'm already pissed.
Absolutely.
At that stage, right? And so for me not to be able to communicate with the other person on the other line, that just pisses me off even more. So what's your take on that? Like, what are your thoughts on that? I've always said that, yeah, you don't need to have an accent, but you need to be clear and someone needs to be able to understand exactly what you're saying, and how you enunciate your words actually does matter for roles that are going to be customer facing. And I know someone's going to have a thing or two to comment about it, but the employer. So what is your take?
Well, one thing I would say is, it's going to be a bad call if the first thing the customer asks you is, where are you from? That is the first thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's going to be a bumpy one. So
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, where I grew up, first off, maybe like
Mhm.
could help me a bit. I'm the kind of person who grew up in what's it called? A missionary school. So it's not
Okay.
exactly a full white on kind of environment, but like
Mhm.
we were from a very young age. I started there in like class 6, standard 6.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And from very early on it was like we have to speak in English. You don't have
Right.
we not,
Right.
because like you have to make sure everybody is comfortable, right? Because there are
Right.
these
Yeah.
like people like missionaries coming over, and you don't want to
Mhm.
make them feel uncomfortable just because you are speaking either your mother tongue or Swahili to your friends. You want to make sure everybody feels included. So I
Included.
always
Yeah.
had that mindset in me. Even right now, I don't actually rarely speak my mother tongue.
Mhm.
Actually, kind of lost some of it because I feel like
That's a shame.
it is a shame, but I'm trying to learn
Mhm.
her and like trying to get back to it. Reason being
Right.
is,
Uh-huh.
okay, first off, I'm a people pleaser, number one. So
Okay. Uh-huh.
I always try to make sure that anybody around me feels
Mhm.
comfortable. So I'm the
Mhm.
kind of person who will be like, I would speak the common language for everybody
Right.
to be comfortable. So
Uh-huh.
that's
Uh-huh.
what I did. So when I got into let's say sales,
Mhm.
I learned to speak the language that people were talking. So
Right.
when you are in an environment, because okay, so I was always placed on tier 1 supermarket or like the environments, because I think maybe they thought my English was good, so I don't know.
Mhm.
But I was always there, like the
Right.
knockoffs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I
Uh-huh.
always
Uh-huh.
interacted with like a lot of foreigners. So it was always something that came very naturally, like, very natural to me. I
Mhm.
could communicate to people. I would make sure that they understand the product kind of thing. And if you've done that for a very long time, you would get
Mhm.
to understand how people work. And
Right.
the number one thing that I learned is that if someone feels like you understand their language. First, that's the one thing, it calms them down.
True.
Because no matter what, someone would come in, damn you, people, my internet is not working. What? You better do your job. And you're like,
Right.
ma'am,
Uh-huh.
thank you for calling in, and I appreciate you for voicing your opinion, right? The first thing they'll be like, oh, okay, she's not talking back at me. She understood that
Uh-huh.
I'm frustrated, kind of thing. So
Uh-huh.
it you get to make them like calm down, kind of thing. So you have to learn people's basically learn people's skills. It's not
Right.
about the
Yep.
accent. It's not about the like whatever diction. It's about the people skills. Know what you
Mm-hmm.
want from you,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you understand your material. What are
True.
you selling out there, right? If you're in
Mm-hmm.
customer service, you are dealing with people on a daily basis. So it's something about it's just about realizing that it's not about like I have to like speak through my nose so that I can speak to a white person. No, it's about
Yes.
being
Yeah.
yourself
Mm-hmm.
and also trying to put yourself in that person's shoes,
Mm-hmm.
understand what is making them this mad at this time. And
Yeah.
that's all. People are very
Um,
easy. Are very
People are
easy.
easy, but only if you have experience, right? If you know how to deal with
True.
people. Yeah, that's when they're easy because you also have to kind of grant space for them and
Mm.
have the patience to just
Oh, patience is
listen
key.
in, right? To someone just yelling at you, call after call, and then you have to like bring them down. And it is a lot. It is a lot. I mean, customer experience.
You have to de-escalate.
That it's yeah. I don't know. Let's move on to, so you've been working at your company for quite a bit of time.
Mhm.
What what made you decide to, you know what, I'm going to seek out BTS's services?
Uh,
I have heard enough of everything. It is time for me to, or not, right? Because it could also be that you're looking for just like a career growth or something else. What was the deciding factor for you to start to think of even BTS? Yeah.
okay, so as I said, and there was a point in time where I was very frustrated, not getting any jobs.
mhm.
So I went online searching for online jobs, everything, and I found your page very early on. Actually, it's been like a while since I've noticed your page.
Really? Uh-huh.
And I always just looked at your page and I was like, oh, I can't do this. This is high end. This is high end. It's not me yet. I think that mentality kept me like really low.
Yeah.
And I remember anytime someone would be like, I need more information about this, I'll always send them to your page. But personally,
Uh-huh.
I never did anything about it. I just followed, liked, and like,
Uh-huh.
so, like always been a big fan. I remember I told you, I've always been a big fan of you. So, when I was at this job, I was getting frustrated, and I think at some point I was like, with the health issues, I was like, I need to find a better way that I can be
Mhm.
able to still earn an income and a
Yeah.
living
Mm-hmm.
and be able to actually enjoy the income that I'm getting. Because at this point,
True.
all my money was
Mm-hmm.
just going to the hospital bills. I work, and then for like the next 2 weeks, I'm always at the hospital. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
nursing something. So I'm like,
Right.
I need to find a way. I remember like late last year, I was like, I need to figure out a way that I can work from home.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe the commuting was really getting on my nerves first off. And then my health wasn't really getting better. And my doctors
Mm-hmm.
kept telling me, do you think maybe the environment is not good for you? You know, working night shift and then
Mm.
all that pressure. And I said, okay. So I went online again. I looked for places that would be able to help. But everybody I saw was just like, we're gonna maybe let's just revamp your CV, that's all. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at
Mm-hmm.
your page, I saw that you have a whole package for things that I was more interested in. I actually called you when I talked to my friends, I was like, I'm gonna get a career coach. That's what I said. I'm gonna get a
Right.
career coach. And they were like, damn girl, you're so bougie. I'm like, yeah. because I have to be bougie, you know. And
Exactly.
I have to get a career coach. I need someone that's gonna give me a trajectory of my career
Uh-huh.
because I've been all over the place. I've been in
Right.
sales. I've been in
I know.
insurance. I've been, oh my God, I've been,
In project management, in HR.
oh my God. I was like, I need direction. If not,
Right.
I'm always
Mm-hmm.
gonna get these menial jobs,
Right, right.
no meaning at all for me, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
always not add anything important. So that was my main thought.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Mm-hmm.
there came this fear of, I know I need to leave this job, but there's the fear
Right.
of like, what next?
What are you leaving it for? Right.
Battled that for a long time. And then I remember this day I was just sitting, I was at home and I was just frustrated after getting sick. And then I had a talk um with my like I think HR kind of person or assistant.
Uh-huh.
And they
Uh-huh.
were like questioning why I have had so many sick leaves. And I was
Yeah.
frustrated. I was like, how dare you? Oh my God, I've been sick. It's not even like that I'm lying to be sick just to get out of work. I love
Yeah.
working. I love doing something for myself. But I had that talk with them and I was just like, enough, enough. I was at the
Mm-hmm.
verge of quitting. And I was like, no, you're a grown
Mm-hmm.
up. You don't just do things impulsively. So maybe take a
Yeah.
minute, take a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went online and I saw that you guys had a package. And I was just like, if I can splurge on something for myself, this would be it.
Right. Right.
Because I am very,
Uh-huh.
I'm very financially sound. I'm the kind of
Mm-hmm.
person who like I budget. I track my spending, even to the five
Uh-huh.
shilling I spend.
As
And I
you
was like,
should.
yeah. And I was like, I see this package and yes, it's a lot for me to spend in 1 month,
Right.
but I think it's gonna be worth it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I did? I went immediately and I was like, I'm the kind of person who once I'm like very poor at decision making, but
Uh-huh.
once I do, it's like that. I don't think twice about it.
But-
So that
Okay. Uh-huh.
that's what I did. I went online and I think I texted the group and I was like, "Hi, is this package still available?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's still available." And they're like, "I think I was sent a link or something." And immediately I paid the cost and I was like, non-refundable.
Done with it.
In my head, non-refundable. It's
Not-
done.
That is true, by the way. And for anyone watching, once you purchase our packages, it is not refundable. So you'd better be damn sure that you need this and that you're going to put in the work.
I was like, I didn't speak to anybody. I didn't want to get like a second opinion of someone who's
Uh-huh.
like, they're online. Are you sure they're gonna be worth it? Kind of things. I was like, no, I'm just
Right.
gonna trust the
Uh-huh.
process.
Uh-huh.
And because I had given myself like a 3 month limit. I needed to
Mm-hmm.
leave that job, and I needed something to look forward to. So you
Right.
guys were my hope. I don't know if you knew it, but I had pressure on you. I was putting all my
We
pressure.
did not.
I remember sending an email after email after email, be like, okay, so where's the progress? What are we doing?
That bit, that bit I remember. That bit I remember. And I think I remember talking to Juliet, who is my assistant. Absolutely love Juliet. She's adorable.
Mm,
And I remember talking to her and saying, Lavender is the same
anxious.
as our no, like Lavender is showing the same traits as our customer 001, Grace, who right who I think she got a job after 6 months. Was it? Yeah, 6 to 7 months. And currently she's a customer service director. So it wasn't like a bad thing. I was like, I can see the dots aligning.
Okay.
And like, yeah, these two, same.
Now
Same,
we need
same.
now I need their contacts. We gotta be friends.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I was putting all my hope on you guys, and I swear it was like I think the best investment I've ever done for myself. Because
Mm-hmm.
I remember like writing it down on my budget, career coach
Yeah.
package, and I was so proud of
Mm-hmm.
myself. I remember going to therapy and I was telling my the therapist that oh my God, I just paid for a package with a career coach and I'm looking forward to it. And she was like, I'm so
Uh-huh.
proud of you. I'm like, yay, me too.
Yes.
It was such a grown up, such a grown up package.
Right.
And
Uh-huh.
I was so proud. And you guys didn't feel me at all. I know I
Oh.
might have been like all over the place because I was so anxious. But like when I got that CV, I remember reading that CV and I was like, wow, I am accomplished. Oh, I'm gonna tear up. I swear. Oh my
Oh no. Oh.
God. Oh, please don't air this. I swear, I saw it and I was like,
Yeah.
do you know when you feel like someone has seen you? That was it.
Right.
That
That
was that
oh.
that was the CV for me.
Oh, Lavender, but it was all you, like you had the skills and the capabilities. Just you just needed to be brought out to light because yeah.
You know when you've always just like been all over the place without any direction. That's all
Right.
how I've been with my career. Like I've always,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but you turn 18 and everybody thinks you're an adult. No one gives
Apparently.
you directions for nothing. And
Right.
that's
Right.
exactly how I got into like sales. I was like, oh, I'm just sitting here doing
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Someone was like, come do sales. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
sure, come and do sales.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I needed a career path. And I was like, oh, yeah, you've done sales. Okay, you're good with people. Go do HR. So I did
Uh-huh.
HR. I went
Uh-huh.
to work. I didn't know a specific of like what kind of budget I should be looking at. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have that confidence to be able to like put yourself out in the job
Out
market.
there.
So when I
Right.
saw this CV, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I look at my CV
Uh-huh.
to this
Yeah.
day, I tell you, and you remember when I sent you, like I told you that I got
Mm.
this new job, I did not know how to add it onto my CV because I'm like, I'm
Right.
going to destroy it. I'm gonna destroy it. No, I swear it was you. It touched a place in me, and I was like, I love it because I've had my CV done
Uh-huh.
before.
Right.
Someone was offering like a free CV revamp at some point on Instagram, and I sent them my
Mm-hmm.
CV, and then they just sent it the same, but without the boxes. You know what? I've always had boxes and like all reference, and they were like, "Oh, remove this with notes." And
Uh-huh.
yeah, and that's the CV I always had. That's the one I sent you.
Yeah.
But when I saw the CV you sent me, I was like, oh my God, I am so grown. I am so professional. I am so accomplished.
You are
And I
it.
can
You
get
are
any
her.
job I want. Oh my God.
Exactly.
At this point, I'm just looking at jobs and I'm like, oh, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. You do. I saw you don't know I don't, you would never understand the level of
Uh-huh.
confidence you guys put in me through that CV.
Oh.
I remember showing it to everybody and I'm like, yeah, my career coach did. Ooh, girl. And everybody
Oh
was
my
just like, oh,
God. Yeah.
nice. Can I copy it? I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. But you should visit Beyond the Savannah and let them fix your CV. I'm always
Uh-huh.
bragging about like, oh, they do a great CV. And that's not even all.
Uh-huh.
I saw when you did my LinkedIn,
The
oh
LinkedIn,
girl,
yeah.
good job. My LinkedIn is I'm actually getting views. People are looking at my
Your
LinkedIn
LinkedIn, you're getting
and
proper views.
yeah,
Good.
I've been
Good.
getting notifications like, "Oh, you've gotten like 15 views this week." I'm like, "Huh? Since when?"
Right? And that is what it does because it gives you visibility. And the more visible you are, the more, the recruiter is going to be actually looking at your profile. And sooner or not, someone is going to headhunt you. So,
It's a beautiful like package. I love it, and also the video that we did, my video.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I'm so pretty. Number one.
absolutely.
And then number two is like I remember when I was getting this job after now
Uh-huh.
leaving my previous job, and
Right.
then like so I remember my last day was on the 30th of April, right?
Uh-huh.
And then
Uh-huh.
I had an interview I think on the 3rd on the 3rd of May. Yeah, 3rd of May. And then by is it 3rd, 4th? And then by 6th, I was offered the job.
Did you guys hear that?
What I can tell you for a fact is like I remember
Right.
when we were having this interview and we were talking, he was like the recruiter was like, "Oh yeah, you're a very nice person. Actually saw your CV." So that the CV you sent me, that's what I sent them. And I got the interview immediately. And like
Ooh.
and the person was like, I didn't know what I was interviewing for, right?
Right.
To me it was just like to me it was just like because this was like it was like an open role. They were like, "Oh, send in your CVs, we're hiring," kind of thing. I sent
Right.
in my CV very confidently. I'm like, it's gonna catch some
Mm-hmm.
eyes. So I sent it. And
Uh-huh.
immediately, like a few hours later, I got a message of like, "Oh, yay! So we are scheduling an interview for you on Friday."
Uh-huh.
And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, "Okay, so I don't know what the interview is about, but
Uh-huh.
again, come prepared, right?"
Come
So it
pre-
was a virtual interview with
right.
like a Colombian recruiter. So I got
Mm-hmm.
there very professional again, very well
Mm-hmm.
dressed. I'm on screen on a
Uh-huh.
time. I get
Right.
there and this person is just like, "I loved your CV and I feel like this job would perfectly suit you." And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"What job?"
You had to ask.
I have to ask, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I didn't send you the profile." I'm like, "No," and then he's asked for my WhatsApp number. He sends me the profile. I think
Uh-huh.
I sent it to you, the first one. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"Damn, this is like double what I'm earning, what I was earning at
Right.
this job that I was at." And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
in the imposter syndrome, and he's like,
Maybe not.
why?
Right?
I'm asking like why, but I'm like now I'm like, oh my god, I need to perform in this interview. So I'm like all rigid and whatnot. And he
Uh-huh.
was like, "Oh no, I really loved your CV. You're very well accomplished and stuff." And I'm like, okay, nice. Someone is noticing. So yes,
Uh-huh.
we finished the interview. He keeps in touch. He's very, very confident about my CV, about my video. He loved my video. Like I sent it,
Right.
and he was like, "That one." The
That's right. Right? And for the people who are, I think, for the people who are wondering what video this is, it is the introductory video. So it's a thing right now, and you're seeing as of January last year, that was 2024. When more companies are now asking candidates for, a video or an audio as part of the application process. So if you don't have one, those are some of the things that you actually do need.
Oh, you should definitely make one and make it earlier on. Because I remember when he told me, we're going to need an introduction video. So in my head, I was like, do I need to tailor make something for this interview? So I just went and tried to shoot something. Like when you're told like to synchronize your interview and whatever, everything to that specific job. So that's what I was doing. And it came out looking very rigid. And he told me, no, 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 no.
And you're tense. Yeah.
Oh, I have one. I have one. And then I went back to my gallery and I was like, oh, we made one with Lorraine. And then I went and I said, and I was like, um, when you said it, like, how about this one? Oh my God, yes, this one. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. And I love that we did make it as an all-rounded kind of video. It doesn't touch one specific topic. It can be submitted for anything. So basically that was like, so now that's my go-to. I've actually like saved it somewhere. Anytime someone
That's what
says
you use for
introduction
application?
videos,
You send it to that.
immediately I have it just ready. I don't even want to touch it. I don't want to augment it. Nothing. That's what I said. So he was like, perfect, perfect. So he was like, oh, I love your resume. I love your profile. I love everything. And then so now I got in touch with now the company, the owners. And they were like, we love your whole presentation. We love your CV. We love your video. You look like such a warm person. And I love that they could actually see my personality out of that video.
Right. Because it actually comes through.
Person. I am
Yeah.
exactly the person that is in that video. That is me. But
Uh-huh.
sometimes when I meet people for the first time, I tend to be a bit like like a very strict kinda,
Withdrawn.
very
Uh-huh.
withdrawn. Yeah. So people would
Uh-huh.
be like, "Oh, she looks very strict. She looks very tough." But then the minute we warm up to each other, I'm like this bubbly person, and you wouldn't realize. Oh, okay, sure. So I love that that video
Mm-hmm.
represents me first
Yeah.
before I can
Mm-hmm.
actually either walk into a room or even like
Right.
present myself into like a conversation. So they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"We love your profile. Please say you work with us." And I'm like, I thought I'm interviewing. Are you offering me the job? They're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, yeah, we are offering. Do you want it?" I'm like, "Sure."
Wow. That's
And
amazing,
that's how I
Lavender.
got my new job, and I've loved it ever since. It's
And that was what?
April.
A week after we worked together, or
Because I know we worked on everything on my profile in April, and
yeah,
then the first week of May, I got my job.
you got your job. Oh, and do you know what? I absolutely love the thing. One thing that you've mentioned is that your video showed your personality. And yes, in as much as you are hired because your CV was great, it demonstrated what you're capable of doing. But at the end of the day, I always say when you got two candidates who are really, really good, it all boils down to likability. And you let your personality come through. So that is a beautiful thing. And just in case someone is struggling with this, I know in the local context or in the Kenyan local market, right? If you're showing a little bit of personality, someone might think like you're not being professional or whatnot. But on the other side of things,
That's
they
what I
actually want
love
to
about
see,
the foreign
right?
companies. They love that a bit, that spice about you. They love it and they
Right.
want to build it up. But I'm pretty sure when I remember when I'm going for any interviews
Mm-hmm.
inside like Kenya, I'm
Mm-hmm.
always so rigid because the interviewer is also rigid. But when the
Rigid,
person
yeah.
very, very rigid, that's why we show up in full attire armor,
Full
in a
suits.
suit, going to an interview because the first thing they will judge is your appearance, right?
Right.
And then they want you to go by the book. What I love
Mm-hmm.
about the foreign companies is that they want to see you. They want to
Mm-hmm.
know about you. I remember
Yeah.
this person asking me questions like, "What are your hobbies?" And I'm like, "Sir, I am here to tell you about my professional career, not my
Uh-huh.
hobby." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Do you have a pet?" I'm like, yeah, I do have a pet, but what does this have to do with anything?" And like, I felt like it's more like he was trying to calm me down. And the minute he
Yeah.
did, I was off the loose. And then I was like, "Oh, okay, you're supposed to be getting your recruiter." So he was offering me a recruiter position, right?
Amazing. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I remember like because I already have a background in HR and all that, he thought,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
"Oh, your CV speaks volume of this, you know? Yes, we
Mm-hmm.
do
Mm-hmm.
have customer representative jobs, but I feel
Yeah.
like this would be a better suit for you. What do you think?" And I'm
Nice.
like,
Uh-huh.
"Wow, I couldn't have thought of that." No, it's just like because I've been a customer rep before, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna transition to a customer rep again,
A
you know?
customer rep. Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
person is like offering me this job that I actually didn't even think about. And I'm like, "Wow, this is amazing." Like just this small investment that I did in myself is actually opening doors. Because I know for a
Right.
fact, if I did not maybe like do the revamp with you guys, I'd
Mm-hmm.
probably just maybe like look for whatever job that is easily available for me.
Right.
And that's what I would
Right.
have done. And I
Mm-hmm.
probably would feel still miserable as possible at work right now because today is what?
Yeah.
Today's a Thursday.
Where were we? So you're talking about your new role and how I've remembered how they are so open to supporting you. When you said they were experiencing clashes, there was the first people to say go home.
Yeah. I was actually one of the first
um,
people to go home.
right? Awesome. And I want us to drive the conversation in the line of how is this now different, right? So you've come from a company that not even quote unquote was toxic to a company that you let them know that there are riots in Kenya and there are protests, not riots, the protests in Kenya, and they immediately say go home. How is your current company that you got in a week's time? That's an accomplishment.
They could pay me to advertise them, or actually for free. I'll do it for free anyway.
You'll do it for free.
Oh my God. So it's a very small company. It's not
Okay.
like a very major company or anything. So
Mhm.
it's a home health, home care kind of thing. So I
Nice.
recruit the caregivers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
basically, what I do is I reach out to the applicants. So we have like a software system where we get all the applications. So my job is
Right.
to go through that application, make sure that they're the
Mm-hmm.
right fit. I
Mm-hmm.
call them, I text them, we talk the whole
Mm-hmm.
day, and then I'm in
Mm-hmm.
constant communication with my hiring manager when
Okay.
I submit someone to come in for an interview because they do have to go to the office.
Uh-huh.
Because for
Uh-huh.
caregiving, you do have to make sure
Yeah.
someone is physically and mentally fit to be able to work
Right.
with someone else. So they have to go to the office. So that's
Mm-hmm.
basically what I do. So I have
Okay.
at least two people of contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm with my hiring manager
Mm-hmm.
who I'm always chatting with. We're very good. She's pretty good. She's very laid back. I love her. And
Uh-huh.
then we have my supervisor. Her name is
Mm-hmm.
Julie Beth. Oh, she's the cutest thing on earth. She is amazing. She's
Uh-huh.
always got your back. So
Uh-huh.
if it's anything to do with timesheets, attendance, anything, I would say anything operations, that
Mm-hmm.
is with my supervisor. If it
Okay.
is anything to do with the work relations, anything to do with specific people, like at work, if I have to call, kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing, that's my hiring manager. So if I
Okay.
have an issue, if I have a
Mm-hmm.
major issue, I know that I have direct contact with my boss, but we also have boundaries, yeah? So you can't be
Exactly.
telling your boss, yay, I have cramps today, I can't go to work. No.
True.
So these are
Mm-hmm.
the kind of things you talk to your supervisor about, and you trust that
Mm-hmm.
she's
Mm-hmm.
going to be your representation to your boss. So
Right.
I have been here for like over a month. I think now it's gonna be a month in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like at the beginning I was very rigid, given that I
Yeah.
was coming from a different environment where
Right.
anything you said
Mm-hmm.
could be used against you
Used
in
against
court of the law.
you.
Yeah, so I was very like very laid back, very withdrawn. I couldn't even open
Mm-hmm.
up to my supervisor. I was just trying to keep my own space, do my work and go
Yeah.
home kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Mm-hmm.
the more I've been here, the more I'm realizing not all companies are the same.
True. True.
I am supported. I
Mm-hmm.
am thriving, literally thriving.
Oh. Uh-huh.
I love that there's open communication. There's always follow up. If there's anything you need, you feel free to tell. Anything we kiki and whatever with my supervisor, but I know at the end of the
Uh-huh.
day, she'll always come through for me because she
Right.
wants me to have like the best experience here, working here. So there is no that that fear of like, oh, if I don't do this, I'm gonna lose my job. We
Right.
don't have that here. We don't have that over here. Here it's like you, as long as you're performing, you're doing a good job. I'm a good worker. I know that for sure. I am a
Uh-huh.
very
Uh-huh.
dedicated worker. I do my job. And what
Right.
I appreciate about this company is that they do see that you're doing your job and they say, Lavender, good job. You know?
So that's amazing. They appreciate the work that you're putting in,
And also it
Which
makes you
makes you
feel good to actually do the job, you know?
right? Yeah, and then you want to do even more. So hence the reasons to why you feel like you're thriving and you feel like in an environment where you're being supported at this stage in your career, which is a beautiful thing to have.
Yeah, it's a pretty good thing to have because first off, number one, I was, yes, working from the office at the beginning. I know that I
Mhm.
was looking for a remote job at the
Right.
beginning,
Uh-huh.
but when I got this job, it was a on-site job, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that I didn't know when I would be able to get to to work from home, but it was something we had
Right.
discussed.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yes.
something we had discussed and we talked about it and we saw, okay, maybe we could discuss after the probational period. But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, with the clashes going on here, then it came in really fast. It came in faster than it was supposed to come in. But I'm not
Mm-hmm.
complaining, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so what I've noticed is I am much calmer. I am well organized now. I'm more productive. I am not sickly at all. I haven't been sick in
Uh-huh.
like forever. I
Mm-hmm.
feel
Now
like
that you're
I
working from home,
yes, I
right?
am
Uh-huh.
yes. Because what I was noticing is that like all the commuting and stuff, it was like taking a great toll on my health. I
Mm-hmm.
would get really tired when I get to the office. I'm not really productive because like
Yeah.
I've already like used a lot of my energy out here. So
Mm-hmm.
now I feel like more relaxed. I can clock in on time.
Yeah.
I clock out on time. I get better sleep. I'm exercising. Today I didn't go to the gym because I had to be here with you, but I'm
Thank you.
exercising. I have time for the gym. You know, this job, you sit down for a whole like 10 hours. So, yeah,
Ooh.
so
So you do need to move your body.
you need to move your body. So that's what I thought. I was like, because the last job I was doing the same thing, sitting the whole day
Mm-hmm.
and the whole night actually. And I had little to no time to myself completely. So you
Mm-hmm.
sleep, wake up, go to work, sit for 10 hours, do the same thing.
Do
So
the
I
same
gained
thing
a lot
over
of
again.
weight.
Yeah.
I gained
Uh-huh.
a lot of water weight. Retention is bad. So now I have time to actually go to the gym, work out, even cook a decent meal at home. I don't have to order takeout every time and
Yeah.
like just be unhealthy. Ugh, so it's so bad. So now I get better sleep. I wake up on
Mm-hmm.
time. I go to the gym. I cook food at home. I have time for
Oh.
my man. It's nice.
My man.
I go on dates with my man. It is amazing. And I feel at least
Yeah.
okay, it's not um a big steep over income from what I was
Uh-huh.
getting. But
Yeah.
as I told you, I would definitely give up the paycheck, the bigger paycheck for
Right.
this kind of
Mm-hmm.
stability and like peace.
And peace.
Because I
Yeah.
know that
You can't put
I
a price to that.
sorry.
You cannot put a price to
Oh
that.
no, you
Yeah.
cannot. You would be
Mm-hmm.
getting that whatever amount you're getting, but you don't have a moment to yourself. So
Yeah.
I would definitely I'm glad that it was the first job that I was offered and I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad that I took it. I know I took it out of anxiety because I was scared to not
Right.
have a job, but
Uh-huh.
I'm
Uh-huh.
glad that I did. I'm glad that I did say yes to the job and
Mm-hmm.
it's been amazing so far. I really enjoy here, and I don't even ever want to think about my last job ever again. Although I made really great friends, we still talk to date, and
Uh-huh.
they're
Uh-huh.
amazing. And I pray for them to like have a better like transition and everything. And whoever is
Mm-hmm.
still there, I really pray for them. Oh my God! But
Bless their hearts. But do you know what I love about you actually landing this opportunity is that moving forward, because I know this is not the end, right? But it has shown you what remote work can actually be. It has shown you what you know when I say like when I truly say that I felt seen and I felt valued as an employee when I was working remotely, I really did, right? And and that causes it actually has a mindset shift. So
oh, guys,
you start seeing yourself as a valuable person.
and
You start seeing
capable.
yourself and capable,
Oh,
right?
the time management key. Oh, you
Yeah.
work without any supervision and you're still getting your job done. I
Right.
feel like I trust myself more.
Right. And that
You
you're
know,
responsible for your own actions.
I am. I've been looking
Yeah.
at myself here now that I have I have a whole office to myself, by the way. So I
Mm-hmm.
I close the door and the productivity
Yeah.
it's
Uh-huh.
actually it's actually better than when I'm at the office because at the office I like
Exactly.
spend 30 minutes at the coffee room and like telling stories. But I
Right.
don't
I used to call it
care.
employee relations. Because I
Plus
needed to
at the
relate to the
office,
employees. Yeah.
plus at the office, you trauma bond. You know,
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
you spend 30 minutes complaining about the company, meaning you're doing less. I would say for sure, if actually employers would know this, they would have their people working from home. Because I
Yeah.
feel when I'm home, I am more on my toes because I'm like, oh, if I'm not working, probably I will, maybe they will tell me to go back to the office. So now I need to work harder to be like, oh, they need to know that Lavender is more productive at home, right? So I'm
Yeah.
working even
Uh-huh.
harder.
Even
I'm doing
yeah.
a lot more. I am
Mm-hmm.
very, very, very productive, and I just love
Plus, there are less distractions because what do you have to do? What do you have to do other than just sit and work? You can't sit and watch telly the entire day. It's you can't. It's not productive, and then you start, feeling like I don't know, you're losing your self worth. I don't know about you, but I love to be productive. I'm one of those people who attaches.
what
Yeah.
I love is knowing that what I'm doing right now is gonna pay me. And that's what I love. The work I'm doing right now is money in the bank. And then watching
Yeah.
TV is fun and all, but
Uh-huh.
there's no money out of it. Unless they're
True.
paying you to watch a show, which they don't.
Unless you're a TV reviewer, I don't know, serious review. Okay, cool. This has been so lovely, Lavender. I absolutely love your journey so far. Like I was saying, I am sure you having experienced this remote company is even going to put you on no has already put you on a different pedestal for your next one, because now in the next role you see how you felt like I saw your skills and capabilities. Your current supervisor sees what it is that you're doing, they see your accomplishments, then that's going to give you like your level of confidence and the level of self-belief is on a different level. Now you can apply it to the roles that you're thinking like, ooh, that's too much. Now you can apply it to a manager role. Yeah, and see where that goes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, for now, I want to be able to like build as much, what is it called? Gather as much experience as I can from this
Yeah.
role. Because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I thrive. This is really nice. It encompasses like the people skills and
Mm-hmm.
also the HR perspective of like what I like to do. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
exactly as the boring part of like the HR part that I didn't like. So now it encompasses both sides that I like, right?
Uh-huh.
So I
Uh-huh.
like the recruiting part. I think I like it so much, and I would
Uh-huh.
now be able to be open to much bigger roles as we go forward.
Right.
I'm more
Mm-hmm.
confident. I feel like now at least I have like a clear view of like what is out there, what companies can
Absolutely.
actually offer.
Yeah.
I know my
Mm-hmm.
worth as an employee. Right now, because I'm a recruiter, now I
Mm-hmm.
can be able to, I see what I need from an employee. Meaning when I'm
Right.
actually a candidate applying for a job.
You know what to say, how to say it, because you know what the recruiter is looking for now that you are a recruiter.
Yeah, I
Right.
will be more confidently like now going into interviews, like applying
Mm.
for other jobs and kind of things. I feel
Yeah.
like this is a pretty good experience, and I really needed this for sure. I needed to
Oh.
see it from. I've always like I want to work from
Uh-huh.
home, but I've never really known what it is. So
Uh-huh.
now I get to see it, and I'm like, oh, this is where it is at.
This is
This is
it.
this is it. This is well. Thank you so much for the plug. This is it. I tell you, I don't think I
Uh-huh.
will ever see myself in a position. They tell me, you need to be at the office. I'm like, thank you very much. No, I bow
No.
out.
Yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
It was last week. I think by the time you're seeing this, you've already posted or aired that video. I was talking to a lady in Rwanda, a Kenyan in Rwanda. She just landed a remote internship opportunity. She's like, "Oh, Lorraine, if someone offered you a role, like an on-site role, would you take it?" I was like, "No, even if they're paying me 800,000 per month, I wouldn't take it. Yeah, it's just not worth it for me." Um, Parting short, Lavender, two questions. What would you tell Lavender 3 months back? What would you tell that Lavender? One. Second question, to anyone who's watching this, and they're currently, in the thick and thick of things, and the rejections are coming in. I know yours took like a week, which is amazing. Again, we can never, rely on how people's stars are aligned. But because you were unemployed for like 2 years, and of course you've gone through it in unemployment as well. For someone who is, like I said, in the thick and thick of things, rejections are coming in, they're looking for remote opportunities, they're hearing crickets basically. What would you tell them?
Well, first off, I would love to tell the lavender me, like the lavender 3 months ago.
Yeah.
First off, good job, girl. Good
Yeah.
job. Investing in yourself is the best
Uh-huh.
thing you'd ever do for yourself, literally. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter, like sometimes it's, I think maybe looking back the cost was a bit high. I
It
wasn't
was. It
in the
is.
mindset to be spending that much money at once, but
Mm-hmm.
I would say I am glad that whatever I did 3 months ago can be able to now put me in this kind of position. You're always
Right.
told that whatever you do today is your results for tomorrow. And you're always like, oh, that's Lavender's problem for tomorrow. But yeah, this is Lavender today. And I'm like, thank you so much, ma'am, for last 3 months. I appreciate you. You are
Uh-huh.
amazing for holding on and not quitting when
Yeah.
things got tough.
Uh-huh.
And I know that I was really, really anxious. I know I was really not trusting any process, but
Yeah.
I am grateful that I believed I took that leap of faith to
Mm.
do something for myself, to create an
Mm-hmm.
actual direction for myself. So that's
Yeah.
for me. And for anybody that's going through, oh Jesus, I swear, I don't want to go and say like, oh, it's gonna get better, because I know I got that sob
Mm-hmm.
story. And it was like,
Mm-hmm.
when is it getting better? So I'm not gonna tell you that. What I'm gonna tell you is
Yeah. Uh-huh.
experience the whole moment. That's this is gonna be a story at some point. You're gonna sit down and be like, oh my god, remember that time when? Because I
Mm-hmm.
remember that time when, and it's not a good
You
time
do.
to remember.
Yeah.
And I
Uh-huh.
will tell you what you need to do is just keep at it, truthfully.
Keep at it.
Keep at it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that opportunity that pops up and you think like, oh, this is beneath me. Please just take it for
Mm.
now. Take it for
Yeah.
now, because it's
Uh-huh.
always a roadmap to something better. Even
Yeah.
right now, from my toxic work relationship and whatever, I'm always grateful for that experience, because it is
Mm.
what led me to this role. Because I had never been a
Mm-hmm.
customer service representative before, and that was
Yeah.
my first experience. And as tough as it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
was, I
Mm.
swear to God, it's like the best experience I've ever had, because it opened up new avenues for me. Because I always thought I wanted an
Right.
office job. I've always thought, oh, that is you get an office job, right?
Right.
But the minute
Uh-huh.
I experienced that job, I was like, oh,
Yep.
there are
Mm-hmm.
work
Mm-hmm.
from home opportunities. I can be a customer representative from home. I can do the things from home. And that's where my
Right.
mind broadened to other horizons. So
Mm-hmm.
just give yourself that chance, take that leap, take that chance, do something that you feel is out of your comfort. And
Mm-hmm.
that opportunity comes in. Don't overthink it. Even if it's lower than what you're looking for, just go with it. It might be the best decision you make for yourself. And hang in there. Going to be great. I was.
Love
I am.
it.
Yeah. Well, everything works out in its own perfect time, as it should.
Right. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh, well, I don't have anything to add on to that. So do let us know in the comment section, what is your biggest takeaway from Lavender's story? I know mine, and I'm gonna share with you guys in a bit. But thank you so much, Lavender, for ah being so vulnerable and open with us and sharing your story. I'm sure we have learned so much, and I cannot wait to see how much brighter your star is going to shine. And I cannot wait to continuously walk this journey with you because
I feel like we
I'm
are
excited.
besties now. We have to be besties now.
We are.
We
We
are
are. I should
besties now.
do. We
Oh
should.
my God. You're like my biggest win for the year. And I love having to like chat with you. Thank you so much for inviting me to do this. I know that I see this kind of videos and I'm like, oh, this is not my type of thing. But like,
Uh-huh.
I feel like I actually wanted to make like a video of myself and post it online, but I was like, oh, that's like tooting your own horn.
That's
I'm like, oh wow, let's do it then. But I feel like this is, when you want to make a reel, but you don't know what the context is about.
what.
Yeah. This is it. This is it. This is it. And the reason as to why, on a personal level, the reason as to why I'm always doing the success stories is because I don't know, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, when you come back to YouTube and you watch this video, you're gonna be like, okay.
Cute. That's so cute.
I
I'll be
get
like a whole big like the CEO somewhere there,
Exactly, exactly.
menial small job.
it.
But like I know I will remember this feeling. I haven't felt
Yeah.
this wholesome in for like the longest time. These last 3 months I've been like, I swear, the greatest I've ever felt about myself. I
Mm-hmm.
feel amazing, and it's just because of the decisions I've made to like over time
Yeah.
to be able to get here. And you're a very
Mm-hmm.
big part of it. I think. Thank you so much, you guys, for taking a chance on me. I know I paid you to do it, but
I
thank you for
thank you for choosing us.
making it for me, showing me that you actually see what I'm talking about. I know we had that
Yeah.
discovery, and it was like I was very like, oh, don't delete this because you don't want to let go of some things of your CV.
True. True.
But when I saw it, I was like,
Makes sense.
he understands,
Wait.
he sees it. I
Uh-huh.
swear, I tell you, that was like an eye opener for me, and I just I love it, I love it, and I do send people along to you. I don't know if they
Mm-hmm.
mentioned me, but I send them. So
Thank you.
it's nice because I believe that you are doing a great job, and you
Uh-huh.
actually exactly what you saw online. Because I do see
Mm-hmm.
your post and I'm like, oh, that is so great. I know her.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yes, she will do it. So yeah, now I do trust. I believe in your
Yeah.
work, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of people should take more chances on themselves.
On themselves, right? Because no one is gonna take the chance on you.
Nobody. You have to
Yeah.
make the first step for others to be able to
Exactly.
see
To
it.
be able to see it. Uh,
Oh, it's been a wholesome conversation. Thank you so much for
yes,
having
it
me.
was.
Thank you. Okay, I will let you know when this airs.
I stalk you
Um,
anyway. I'll probably say it.
You- also, let me let you so that you prepare for work. You start working what? An hour or two? A three? Okay. Cool. Let's keep chatting and let me know
Yes,
how it all goes. Yeah?
absolutely.
thank you.
Oh,
Bye.
bye.
I don't know about you. I'm not sure what is your biggest takeaway from this video from Lavender's story. Do let us know in the comment section. But from my end, it isn't a fluke. It is intentionality backed with action. That is what got Lavender the job. She had to prepare herself for the remote opportunity that came. And mind you, she applied to an opportunity with a customer service CV. So for a recruiter to have seen her capabilities and for the recruiter to have seen her potential in recruiting is a beautiful thing. Granted, she had the existing experience, but that was not her most recent experience. And for me, what I'm taking from her experience is that you've got to put yourself out there for someone to be able to believe in yourself. We all know this. You've got to believe in yourself so that someone can actually see you. So if you're ready to stop guessing yourself and start taking action, purchase this bundle over here. Yeah. I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.